Firm Bagels is back. Firm Bagels is back.
Hi everyone, I wanted to highlight a game that I recently had with a bug. Sylas buddy is actually bugged at the moment. Unfortunately, I wasn't recording at the beginning of the game, so I don't have the full circumstances of the game leading up to it. But essentially how it works is right now, Sylas buddy is actually buffing the minion that does the discovering rather than the discovered minion. I'm not sure if you would have been able to catch it at the end of this round, but certainly as I trigger this Primal Fin more, you'll see that it's actually stacking all the buffs onto that singular minion. I will say, I don't know how broken this is or strong it is. In this game in particular, I was kind of winning the game no matter what happened just because I hit a pretty crazy quest on Denetherius. I had an extra battle cry with the dragon that triggers battle cries as my quest reward, which kind of set me off for a Murloc game. And I think even if I was playing standard Murlocs, it would have kind of been the same result. But this was a very unique circumstance, and so I decided to just let it play out and see how big I could get this one minion through the strategy. And you'll see it actually doesn't even have to be a minion that you discover. You'll see this Tavern Spell Discover minion grow quite large as I trigger it with my extra battle cry proc as well as my golden brand. I also did have Goldenizer this game, so that definitely affected my power level as well. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how this came to be. I'm assuming it had something to do with when Felfin got changed to actually trigger an end of turn, and something about that interaction being changed messed with the buddy, and this buddy obviously isn't very prevalent in the meta at all, so it probably just got overlooked. And you'll see it actually just does not work at all when I discover another minion, even if it's off a triple reward, if it's off a spell that is a discover effect. It just doesn't quite work. I don't really have too much more to say about this game other than highlighting this one thing that's going on. Maybe it's something fun that you can try to do before it's probably patched. But I'll probably just let the game play out. You can see kind of how I went about taking advantage of this. I definitely was not playing optimally in the sense that I wanted to keep the strategy around. You know, at this point I can probably just sell the buddy and accept that this is big enough to win the game and then get, you know, scam and stuff like that. But when a game like this pops up, I usually just play for the strategy that is kind of unique rather than just min-maxing all the time. So you'll see I play it out in this way. But you also will see this Primal Fin gets like really, really large. Obviously, but I think it may be one of the biggest minions that I've ever made, not using strategies like Argent Braggart, Golden Argent Braggart, like exponential scaling, or back in Buddy meta with Sylvanas Buddy or Vol'jin Buddy. You know, these exponential scaling sorts of options. I think outside of those strategies, this is definitely one of the biggest minions I've ever made. So it definitely can make, you know, some big minions. I will say it does have to have the hand space to trigger. So it's not like you can run two of the Primal Fins and have, you know, Drakari and stuff like that and just infinitely trigger. You do have to actually do the discover, as in the minion ends up in your hand. I think the calculations I did was if I had the full setup, because I did have at one point in this game like Golden Drakari, Golden Brand, I could have Golden the Murk-Eye, and I obviously had the Golden Primal Fin. If it didn't need hand space, I think it was like 48 discovers along with my quest, which would have sent this thing even higher. I think it would have ended up in like the 50,000 range if it just was able to trigger that much. Obviously that's overkill, and again, this is kind of a strategy that makes one big minion, so you can be probably vulnerable to scam and stuff like that. And also, it's just not a feasible thing to aim for unless you happen to hit this very specific buddy. But it was just an interesting interaction. We'll see if it gets fixed. I assume it will be. But for now, this is how it's working. And I'll let this final fight play out. And yeah. Thanks for watching, and see you later.